How's it going, everyone? My name is Derek Afasi. I'm the owner of Afasi Financial Group and RetireSharp.com. Today's topic I want to discuss with you, should I roll my 401k into an IRA, and kind of go over some of the different pros and cons and why somebody might want to do that or they might want to just stay put. So let's get started. Essentially what happens is an individual is working for a company, and they might have started working for this company in their 20s and their 30s, and they've been taking a percentage of their salary. They're getting paid directly through that employer that they're working for, and this employer is offering them a private, it might be a private company, so they're offering them a 401k retirement plan. So the amount of dollars that this individual gets paid, what this plan allows them to do is take a portion of their salary and make those contributions each and every month, each and every year into this 401k type bucket. So as the individual is contributing to this plan, there's a second aspect that grows this account or decreases this account, and it's known as the percentage rate that is tied to the different options that the individual has access to. So majority of the times, this percentage rate is linked to different mutual funds that are available to this 401k recipient. And on average, it's going to be in between 5 to 25 to maybe 25 different funding options in there. And this individual is working for the company. They say, yes, I want to put 5% of what my salary is into my 401k. I want to pick the best allocation of mutual funds available or funds available and hope that this percentage rate that comes back based upon that mutual fund performance is going to be positive. So in theory, if you're placing more and more dollars into that bucket, and you're having positive interest credits into this bucket, well then that's going to allow this bucket to grow larger and larger and larger throughout the years, so that when it comes time for retirement, that individual will have a nice large bucket that they could pull from. The downside to this is if that percentage rate comes back negative. So like in 2008, if you have an average portfolio that lost in between 40% to 60% because they invested their monies heavily involved with the stock market, and the stock market had a large loss in 2008, well, it didn't matter how much money that this individual was placing into their bucket. That bucket was cut in half, or cut in by a large percentage because of this negative that occurred based upon these mutual fund options that this individual chose. So obviously that's a problem. It's a problem because individuals say, I want to try to grow that bucket. That's my ultimate goal, is to have this nice large bucket for retirement. So if you're going and you're keeping your dollars invested in that 401k account, you are limited to whatever those funding options are. That 5 to 20 different mutual fund options, or index funds that you could place your dollars into with that 401k account. So you're basically at the discretion of whatever those funding options are, even if the funds that are placed into this type of plan are garbage funds. And majority of the times they are. They're a lot less favorable than taking the dollars and rolling it over into a specifically designed IRA contract. And what an IRA does is just another qualified retirement account, but it's for the individual side. So when an individual severs employment, they hit a certain age, there's a certain requirement that's met. It allows them to take their 401k monies and roll it over. That's why you hear the term rollover, because these monies go from a 401k into an IRA. So it's going from one qualified retirement bucket into another qualified retirement bucket, but this bucket is now designed a specific way. Understand that there has to be a reason why you're eligible for that. You can't just be working for a company, say I'm 40 years old and I'm still working for this company, but I want to pull my money out and throw it into the IRA. It's just simply not going to work. If you go and you sever employment, or if you hit a certain age of a certain age requirement that allows you to do it, like age 59 and a half, they'll allow you to do an in-service rollover into an IRA. The reason why you want to do a rollover, or why this rollover is necessary, is some individuals make that mistake when they're working for a company. They stop working for that company. They see that they have this nice large $100,000 401k account sitting there, so they take all this money, throw it into their checking account, and now they're dinged by Uncle Sam. The IRS is dinging in them with full taxation, dinging them with 10% penalties because they did not play by the rules of that qualified retirement plan. So the first reason why somebody might want to roll over their monies from a 401k into an IRA, if they're eligible to do so, is you have better funding options. You have more funding options. With an IRA, you could have 3,000 different funds to choose from. With a 401k, you might have in between that 5 to 20. So obviously you have more in your eggs in your basket. You could design it a specific way to make sure that you're eliminating the fees most effectively, that you're getting set up with the best possible funds to try to grow that account most effectively. So this first option is for that individual that says, I want to just have growth into my account and try to grow this, grow this puppy as much as possible. Well, the small tweak that could work is just having better funding options. Something that will increase that percentage rate than what you're available through your 401k plans. So, it's just kind of that law of large numbers. If you have more funds to choose from, if you have higher quality funds to choose from at a lower cost, obviously that makes perfect sense to do so. Understand one of these misconceptions that occur is, let's say if somebody is 60 years old, they're eligible to roll over their 401k or portion of their 401k into an IRA. They automatically think that if they do that, they miss out on the company match that they get with the 401k. That's just simply not the case. The company match, like when somebody's contributing their monies to a 401k, and let's say that they're getting paid $100,000 per year, and this person says, or they understand that they receive a 5% match off of their 401k monies. So if they're putting 5% of their salary, which is $5,000, and the company that they're working for is matching them $5,000, well, then $10,000 is going into this bucket. That match doesn't matter whether you take this bucket and you make better growth strategies or better consistent safety plays, consistent growth strategies with that type of account. The amount of dollars you're placing and you're securing, or you're placing and you're trying to make better, that has nothing to do with the match. That match is still going to remain consistent, and it's based upon the contributions, not based upon what your overall account value is. So I just want you to understand that little tidbit, because a lot of people, they get very scared to do this type of process, and understand it's all about what's going to be most beneficial, what's going to give you more money at the end of the day, more money that you could now live off of for retirement. The other reason, and I think is the most important reason, is if you're trying to set up an actual goal, if you're trying to correlate your 401k and the growth of your 401k to a specific goal or specific retirement goal, well, you could set this up in a very successful way. Majority of individuals, they rely on Social Security income, and then they rely on their employer-sponsored retirement plans as a source of income for retirement. So let's say if an individual is able to receive Social Security income, they want to wait, let's say they're 60 years old right now, they want to wait till their full retirement age to pull out that Social Security income, maybe at age 66. And they understand that the Social Security income is going to equate to about $30,000 of income. Now, understand this is just a hypothetical example, but once again, what we want to do is find out, what their goal is, what their income goal is, and then make sure that we're leveraging the proper assets to accomplish that goal. So if this person is not receiving any pension income, they just have essentially 401k and other savings accounts in there, well, there's a way on how this person, because of an in-service withdrawal, or because they're eligible, whether they severed employment at this time, they're able to roll over their 401k and design this plan a specific way. Let's say if this individual has $500,000 sitting in their 401k account at age 60, but they say they're not going to trigger income till age 66 when they trigger their Social Security income. So the first most important step is trying to figure out, how much money that they need in retirement at that age 60 that is going to last them the rest of their life. We know at age 66, well, they're receiving that guaranteed income source of $30,000 from Social Security income. But let's say after they do a budgeting analysis and they say, okay, well, my current expenses are sitting around $60,000. By the time I'm age 66, it's probably only going to be about $50,000. What we want to do is try to help them figure out to the decimal point what are every single expense that is possible or is going to be there on a monthly basis to figure out what their number is. Once you understand what their number is, well, then it's very easy to just scale backwards. This is one of the assets that you could leverage to make sure that you're designing specifically designed, IRA accounts to fit like a perfect puzzle piece. So in this example, if this person is not receiving any other pension income or anything like that, they just have this $500,000 in 401k monies, maybe some other cash accounts, and their goal is $50,000. Well, then we have to look at what are their possible income sources? What are some specifically designed IRA contracts that somebody could leverage, placing the smallest amount of dollars out of their 401k monies to trigger this ends with a 6-year deferral that will give them $20,000 of income. A lot of times annuities, so you're using insurance companies and annuity contracts, can accomplish that goal. I like leveraging hybrid annuities, so it allows the individual to remain control of their accounts, and God forbid something happens to them while they're triggering income, whatever's remaining in their account value could still go to beneficiaries. So that would at least cover that first angle. Let's say out of this 500,000 and this goal is $20,000, maybe it's going to cost 200,000 to get set up in a specifically designed IRA hybrid annuity account to trigger that guaranteed lifetime income off of the claims paying ability of the insurance company to last them from age 66 to the rest of their life. So saying if they live into their hundreds, that $20,000 is still going to be coming to them even if they exhausted all of their monies that they placed into that account. And that's the purpose. That's why individuals use annuity contracts, is because they cannot outlive their monies. The second very important step is to make sure that they have plentiful amount of emergency funds established. So if we understand that the 401k was sitting at 500,000, we use 200,000 for the IRA annuity count. Remember, qualified to qualified. Maybe we throw $50,000 because that's how much of their expenses were per year. We leave that into like an IRA money market account, so it's not going to get hindered with fees, or not going to get hindered with downward market losses. So it's kind of like a cash position, but sitting in an IRA, that qualified to qualified position. So now this tells us that we have $250,000 left over. Well, our third main criteria that we need to make sure is covered for retirement confidence is inflationary protection. And inflationary protection, you could establish this a couple different ways. You could do this in saying, I just want to make sure that I'm growing my account most effectively, that I'm preventing any sort of downward market losses and still leaving into a type of variable position, and do like actively managed, tactical managed portfolios. Or you could set up like an annuity laddering strategy that you're taking micro amounts of this 250,000 and maybe saying, okay, $30,000 is going to be triggered, not a 6-year deferral, but maybe in a 9-year deferral. Because if your expenses are set up at age 66 is going to be 50,000. Well, maybe 30,000 might be fixed expenses, 20,000 might be inflationary expenses. We have to incorporate that in the plan. It has to take a scientific approach so that you have pure confidence. If inflation is increasing the cost of goods and services, well, then your income can't stay flat at 50,000. You want to make sure that there's these slight micro step-ups in there. So maybe, a $30,000 in an account that gets triggered at a 9-year deferral, then another, 20,000 that gets triggered with a with a 12, 14-year deferral, whatever that case is. But what we do is we make sure that we're pinpointing what that need is for your retirement income, and then we're scaling backwards. So you could either set up this inflationary protection in a growth strategy and saying, I'm going to have more than enough monies to place it into that and to kind of pull from in those later years if my expenses increase, or you could set that up on a laddering strategy and just kind of have all this additional monies left over into a safety play with this third leg, with that inflationary leg. And once again, we're just utilizing a specifically designed IRA contract or multiple IRA contracts for that goal. So the general consensus on should I roll my 401k into an IRA, the answer should be yes if you are eligible to do so, because this is just allowing you to have more eggs in your basket to choose from, to set it up a specific way. If you're looking to actually set up a plan, well, that's where we go and we're saying, okay, this might be a good route for a specific safety and income, or et cetera, to make sure that we're looking at it like a perfect puzzle piece, so you have confidence in your retirement, not just playing this big guessing game of throwing, random darts at a dartboard. So I hope that all of this, makes sense. If let's say you are not subject to, or you're just subject to the 401k, and you have to just, set up, and you can't go and do the rollover, well, there's a way on how you could be most effective, most efficient with that route as well, until you are eligible to roll it over. So we help individuals set up 401k stress tests and show you different ways on how to be very effective and very efficient with what your current options are available. The way the process works is very simple. Feel free to give our 1-800 number a call at any time. It's 1-800-566-1002. We are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, mornings, nights, weekends, holiday, whatever that case may be. And you're going to just call in and say, I saw a video online, and I was, it said, should I roll over my 401k into an IRA? And I'm interested in speaking with a specialist. From there, that assistant is going to patch you over to the next available specialist, and that specialist is going to ask you a slew of questions to whatever you're comfortable to see what your situation is right now, where you want to go, and see, kind of what are the different solutions available to your specific area and your specific age, and, how to make it most effective and most efficient. So we're A+ rated on the Better Business Bureau. We've always had very good reviews. We've never had any complaints. I believe it's because of this methodical process of education first, and really making sure that we're transparent throughout the entire process, and so that you're always comfortable and you could ask whatever questions you need. But I want to thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Retire Sharp, so you have access to the most updated videos. Thanks so much, guys.